Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Slauson. I am in Chapter 2 packet, page 25, and we are going to practice writing equations today. When you are done with this video, you need to be coming back into our Zoom group meeting. So we are going to be writing equations in vertex form. This is just a reminder of what vertex form looks like. Okay, and it's called vertex because when you look at it, you can see the vertex. You take the opposite of h and k as it is. And when we're done writing these equations, they're going to look like they did when we were graphing equations. So I know there's g of x here. You can substitute it for y. But you're going to see numbers in for a, h, and k, and then x and y are going to be written as x and y. So let's just get started. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to identify h and k, and then some other coordinate, some other x and y value that's on this parabola shape. And we're going to plug both the vertex and the decisional point into either our squared formula if it's a quadratic or our cubic formula if it's cubic. And then what we're going to do is solve for a. And solving for a is always going to involve the process of isolating the variable. So working PEMDAS backwards after you clean it up a little bit. And then we're going to write the equation in vertex form. We're going to put our a value in, our vertex, and we're going to leave x and y as variables. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first one is a quadratic equation, so I want to make sure that I'm following which one it is. It's a squared, and I'm going to plug the vertex in, and it's going to go through this point. All right? And we are using the format of subtracting, so don't change it into addition, just a heads up on this. So let's go through and identify what's what. So this is my vertex. This is going directly in for h. We will not be doing anything of the opposite. This will be directly in for k. This is an additional point, so I'll have an x and I'll have a y value. All right? So plugging this in, so in for y goes -1 equals, we do not know a, and that's all the math that's going to happen is us solving for a. And parentheses, in for x will go -4. Use the subtraction sign, do not turn it into addition. Put an h, so -2 squared plus my k value. So again, normally when we find the vertex, we do the opposite of h. It's just going right in the way it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve for a, but we're going to have to do a little cleaning up, and it'll be the same steps every single time. So what I need to do first is just kind of clean this up. So -4, take away -2. When you subtract a negative, that's like adding a positive. I like to use the phrasing of add, so change my subtraction into addition, the opposite. And then this really just becomes -4 plus 2, which is -2. And then I'm going to take -2 and square it. So -2 times -2 in parentheses. Or, since we do have our calculators, what you can always do is, because it's going to be there, is just type in, leave out the a, and type in the parentheses -4. You could even leave the subtracting -2 parentheses and then squaring that value and let the calculator do that work for you. So anyway, all of those parentheses squared becomes 4. Again, -2 that I got from here squared means -2 times -2, which is 4. All right, and I'm going to put the 4 in front of the a. And now your job is just to get a by itself. So after you do the parentheses squared, get a by itself. So first you add 3 over. So when I add 3, this becomes 2. And then to get a alone, I'll divide by 4. So when I'm done, a is 2/4, which you are welcome to leave it like that. You can simplify the fraction, and you could also put it as a decimal. So here we go. Y equals, I'm going to write the equation now. I'm not done. So again, when I'm done, I want to substitute a in and the vertex. So I'm going to be substituting this value. I'll use the fraction, and I'll be substituting this into here. So y equals a, I'll put the half, parentheses, x, and I'll subtract my -2 squared plus my k value. And you wouldn't normally see it like this. Again, them subtracting a negative, you would actually see it as x plus 2 squared plus -3 equaling that y value. Okay? If you want to see if you're right, a quick way to do that is you just go to your problem and you put in your equation. So I'm going to use the decimal version of this. And then x plus 2 squared plus negative 3. And then I actually don't even care about what it looks like. I'm going to go to my table and see if I see the vertex in there and this negative 4 one there. So if I look, there's, let's do one more, negative 2, 3, negative 4, 1. That means it's on there because those 2 points should be on the shape. So let's do the next one. So again, same process. It is a quadratic, so I'll be using that squared. I need the vertex, so this coordinate is 4 and 2. And that will become my h and my k. And then I just need one other point. So you actually have a couple of different points. You want a point that you can see pretty easy. So I could use this point, 6, 0. I could use this point, 2, 0. Or I could even, I think that y-intercept is 0, negative 6. I'm not quite sure, so I'll just stick with one of these two. And when I choose, I like smaller numbers, so I'm going to choose this number as my x and my y. You could still use either of these, and I'm pretty sure this is 0, negative 6. But again, use the ones that you know 100%, and I would also use the ones with the smallest value. So in for y, so let me rewrite it. It is a quadratic. I know that because of the shape. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. In for y will go 0. A is what we're going to do the math for to figure it out. In for x will go 2. Minus, always minus, put in my h, 4 squared plus the k value. Again, you could do 2 minus 4, negative 2 squared is 4, or you can go to your calculator and in parentheses 2 minus 4, hit the squared button, and that will do that as well. So all of this is worth 4, and I'll put it in front of the a because that's how we normally see it. And now to get a alone, I subtract 2, and then I divide by 4, so a is negative 2/4. It's very coincidental that it happens, sorry you couldn't see that it happens to be the same type of fraction, 2/4. But again, you could write a as any of these values. But when you're ready, write y equals your a value, x always minus h squared plus my k value. And I'm pointing to these things as I write them. Again, I could type this into my calculator, and when I do, I maybe want to graph it, because then I could see, does it look like this? Press zoom 6. Or I could just check my table, and I should see 2, 0 in it. I should see 6, 0. You're probably going to see 0, negative 6, and you would see 4, 2. So that is how you write an equation. All right. I want you to stop the video, and we are going to come back together, and we are going to take a look and do problem 3, and we're going to do problem 4 together as a group. So that is your video for today.